Can hairspray actually help you to hang wallpaper or to do anything that could assist you in expediting the preparation of walls? Take a look at this. We've all seen it, right? Have you ever gotten to a job and you're ready to apply compound and unexpectedly you get this torn paper here? Watch this. You learn something new every day, right? Don't forget to give it a like. Oh, I love your video, Spencer. Did you give it a like? Oh, I forgot. I was so happy when I saw it. Hee-haw. That's all right. You can always do it now. And subscribe. Oh, Spencer, we love you. Did you subscribe? Oh, I forgot. Ooh. Okay, folks. What did I just do? What did I just do? How does this hold down your hair? What is it? You've been putting glue in your hair for years. You didn't even know it. I don't like mud pans, but I'm using a brush to mix up small amounts. You know why? You can get in those crevices that are difficult to get in when you use one of these. The hairspray gives me traction. You see the shine on this? You'd have to get out a roller, a tray, a drop to make this rough. Or you'd have to sand it and cause dust that goes into your lungs. Now you take a look. Is that not perfection regarding adhesion? Do you see any need to put alcohol or oil over this? No. You'll never see that on YouTube, what I just showed you. But you'll see it afterwards because somebody will see it and they'll steal the idea, which is fine with me. I've learned a lot from my fellow YouTubers and they can learn something from me. So let's go over some basics. When you're doing a wallpaper job, you want to do your best, right? You want to get off any bumps that might affect the appearance of your wall covering. I was hired to just hang this paper, you know? I wasn't hired to do this. I'm not putting wallpaper over an area that used to have a chair rail, you know? So I come in, I don't need to be wasting time getting out the roller, the tray, the drop, and then putting my primer on this. So I get my trusty hairspray. Now it's something I never revealed to you directly. I've implied it, but I've never revealed. Now let me give you the other benefit of using hairspray. Now you're not gonna be, people think you're nuts. Let's say you wanted to skim coat this wall. They said, get this orange peel texture. This is orange peel because of a sloppy paint job. That is actually orange peel from painting with too heavy an application of paint and also the liberal application of the paint with a roller. And that's what you get. But let's say somebody said, get rid of this. In order to fill this in properly with compound, you gotta make this not slick, but you gotta make it where your blade drags. Because you can't fill this in with compound unless your blade drags against the surface. And in order to do that, you have to either scratch this up, the sandpaper, or degloss it, or apply a flat surface on which your blade will not slide. And you can do that in various ways, but if you just patch it, hit it with hairspray, it makes it sticky. It prevents the blade from sliding, and it creates drag, right? And after all, it's glue. We have to sometimes expand the mind to think about what things we can use that we've been using for years that can help us do our work. So here we are, about 15 minutes after applying the hairspray, with now my third coat. Of 20-minute mud going on this. And now, all I gotta do is let this dry with my turbo fan, and if I wanted to, just put hairspray over it. I'm gonna waste all my hairspray if I do that, but I might do it. Because it saves you so much prep time. All the time you save by not having to go into your truck and get this and that, just and you're done. Here's a time-saving tip. If your mud is a little too soupy and you're losing time on the job, you can actually aerate it by applying it like this. It's not ideal, but it beats standing around waiting for it to firm up. And then you just take your blade and you go over it. Because if you tried to apply this with a taping knife, you know that it would wind up down there. I'm going to step away from the room so that I can speak into the video rather than have to edit it later. Now, let's just go over some practical points here. You see that I'm 80% ready. And you don't want to start hanging this wall covering over this damp looking repair. And sometimes I think some of the pros do it. I'm going to tell you what you expose yourself to if you do this. Let's think scientifically. Why is that dark looking? It's because it has water in it. Water turns into a gas, right? And so if you put your wall covering over this prematurely, or you seal it in, let's say you seal it in first, you size it. You say, oh, it dries together. Not so. This stuff dries in layers. This is layers. You've all seen it where it's a different color on the top and you push in with your finger and you see that it's still damp, right? Because the outer part is exposed to the air. And so you might see that turn white. But if you dig in, you'll see that it's still damp underneath. Bottom line is this. The second point is that oxygen is escaping out of this material. If you size this and trap the air, the air is going to go somewhere. It'll eventually go up and out the path of least resistance, and it'll try to get through the sealant. And it will as the sealant itself is drying. But ultimately it will be trapped, and it'll only have up and down to go. And I don't know any oxygen that comes down. So if you try to hang wallpaper over this repair, thinking, oh well, it's dry, well, you you're going to open yourself up to the liability of having air bubbles galore all over this area above here, because this air is going to come up this way. So don't do it. Wait